You're listening to Conversations Ignite.
Hey Jamie, how you doing today?
Doing pretty good.
I'm glad to have you here. Glad to have you on the podcast today. Thanks for joining me in Las Vegas today.
It's great. No, crazy. Come all the way here to Vegas from the other side of the country just to do a podcast.
Hell, we ain't here just to do a podcast. We're here to have some fun.
We always have fun when we come here to Vegas.
This is what, our third time?
Yeah.
Yeah. So everyone, we are at Planet Hollywood. This is the first time I've stayed at Planet Hollywood. I think that Jamie stayed here before, right?
Yeah, earlier this year.
If anybody knows me, they usually know that I usually stay at either Bellagio or Flamingo. But we just found out that the Amazon convention, I think is what they said.
Yeah.
The Amazon convention's in town. So, couldn't exactly stay exactly where we wanted. But hell, it's a nice view, nice room. I'm impressed with Planet Hollywood so far.
Yeah. It's been real good. It's a spacious room. Look at the view. Got the Vegas lights, the Bellagio fountains.
Hell yeah, you can't get much better than that.
We could even see the pool.
Yeah, we can. We can see the pool from our room. Maybe we'll have to check that out tomorrow.
That would be fun. Did you bring your swim trunks?
I sure did. Did you?
Yep.
Hey, maybe we can even hit up Circa.
Oh, yeah. I love that pool. TV's bigger than some buildings.
Yeah. Well, that was, 3 years ago? Is that 3 years ago when the first time we went there?
Yeah.
Because I think it opened in 2020, didn't it?
Or, well, New Year's Eve coming into 21.
Yeah.
It opened, and later that year we went. But that 3-level pool deck's amazing. The bars, the sports TV, definitely a good place to watch a ball game.
Great sports book. They have a great sports book.
Yeah. Circa is amazing.
Yep. How was your flight in today?
Typical flight, Southwest, just basic flight. Luckily it's only 2.5 hours. 2.5 hour flight versus 5 hours for some people.
Yeah, almost five coming from Atlanta. For the people that don't know, you're from Texas. But we actually met because we were next door neighbors in Georgia.
Yeah, was a Georgia boy for 20 years, and then I decided to head out to Texas, and it's true what they say. The stars at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of Texas.
Oh, boy. Oh, they made you a Texas guy. God. Got to be a Georgia boy at heart. Well, I don't know, because you are a Florida State fan.
Well, hey, I grew up in Seminole County, right there in southwest Georgia on the Florida line, and we were the Seminole County Indians. So, FSU, Tallahassee's a lot closer to South Georgia than Athens is.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
Very true. I'll be a Georgia boy at heart forever.
Yeah, although you do show a lot of love to Alabama.
Oh, I did, but not anymore. Not anymore. Not after last year.
Alabama knocked both of our teams out of the playoffs last year.
Yeah, they sure did. I truly still believe that Florida State should have been in the running for it. I don't understand why, but shit, that's football for you.
Yeah, that's college football. But had Georgia beaten Alabama, it would have been Florida State and Georgia playing in the Sugar Bowl still, and don't know if FSU would have won, especially without Jordan Travis, but I guarantee the score would have been closer than 63-3. and half the FSU football team wouldn't have opted out.
I would have loved to see that game. Actually, I would have. I think it would have been a good game. I think it would have been fun.
Yeah, I mean, you figured, Jaden Daniels with LSU won the Heisman Trophy last year, and FSU's defense held him to his lowest production output of the whole season. He even had more, passing yards, and LSU scored more points on Alabama than LSU did on FSU. And FSU's offense scored more points on LSU's defense than any other team did. And people are going to say, yeah, LSU was a 3-loss team. That's true. But LSU lost to the eventual SEC champions, the ACC champions, and then an Ole Miss team that throttled Penn State in the Cotton Bowl.
So how are they going to do this year?
Well, they ain't looking too good so far. So I was expected to drop off, but I didn't think Georgia Tech and Boston College were going to shove the ball down their throat and make them like it. So, yeah, it's going to be a long football season for those in Seminole country. But as long as we can still beat that school on I-75 in Gainesville and that school way down in South Florida, it's a winning season.
You know that any team that can beat Florida is a team for me.
Yeah. I always say I got 3 favorite teams: Florida State, whoever plays Miami, and whoever plays Florida. And, you know, the first week of the season, the Gators and the Hurricanes played each other, and it really pained me to say this, but I had to root for the Hurricanes. As Bobby Bowden would always say, whenever Florida State played Miami, it was like fighting your cousin. He said they didn't have, he would always say they did not dislike Miami as much as what it came to disliking Florida.
So what are we going to do while we're out here? We're going to watch some football? We're going to bet on some football?
We could. You know, we got a big game tomorrow night. 49ers, the defending NFC champions, versus the Jets with Aaron Rodgers coming back from his injury and Jordan Travis.
Yeah.
You know, he came back from that injury, and he's on the Jets roster.
You know, maybe we'll have to either go to Circa or Caesars. Where was it? Was it last year that we bet on the Braves? Was it Caesars that we bet on the Braves?
I think it was. It might have been Caesars. I was trying to think if we bet it on the Braves at Circa, but I think it was Caesars last year.
I think
we
it
bet
was
on
Caesars,
the Braves.
and it was the only fucking game that they lost.
Yep.
Fucking Braves.
Yep.
They won that whole week.
Except for that one day when we bet it.
Yep.
Well, that's my luck.
That's both of our lucks.
Yeah.
Damn fucking Braves.
So that's one thing for your viewers. If there is a team that you just absolutely need to lose, give me the money to bet on them, and they're going to lose. Also, same thing with stocks. If there's a company you don't like, let me invest in them, and the stock price will never be higher again.
Damn, I need to make sure that I don't bet the same teams that you that you bet, Jamie.
I think I'm going to start betting on all the teams Florida State plays.
Okay, I like that. Let's see if you can win some money and see if you can
see if that'll rebound their season. Of course, watch me actually win the money because I want to lose.
Oh shit! So we'll go to the sports book, do some of that.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're gonna play some craps. That's your game.
Yeah.
I want to try to find a baccarat table. I don't know shit about it, but I've seen some stuff and it looks fun. So we got to try to find a baccarat table.
It's worth a try.
Why not, right?
Yeah.
We might just come out millionaires.
We might, but as one of my cousins would always say, might is on a dog's ass. So, as they always say, the house always wins. That's why they call it gambling. If you're going to come in and win a bunch of money, it'd be called winning.
Yep. House always got that edge. They always have the edge.
You know, it's like Kenny Rogers' song. You got to know when to walk away. And that's the biggest problem, not knowing when to quit when you're ahead.
Oh, shit. It was last year we played craps until like 4 o'clock in the morning, I think.
Yeah, that was, 3 years.
I think it's every time that we've been here, I think we've done that.
Remember that we were playing on that one machine, and the shooter next to me got hot, and he was shooting for 45 minutes before he finally crapped out. He hit the point probably like 6, 7, 8 times. A couple of times through sevens on the come-out roll. I mean, we were winning. The barmaid kept bringing us drinks. The drinks were flowing smooth. The shooter was hot. It was a good time.
Yeah, it sure was. That was fun. That was a good time.
Yeah.
We need to make a repeat of that.
Yeah.
So, what else do you think we're going to do? We went to Batista's Hole in the Wall tonight. I will say, anyone that's listening right now, you want to find the best Italian food in Vegas, Batista's Hole in the Wall, right behind the Flamingo. Best Italian food that there is. Would you agree?
Yeah, of course. I'm not sure how much you know. You won't eat anything but the spaghetti and meatballs. But they are some really good spaghetti and meatballs.
God, I don't know why. Every time I go, I am not one to eat spaghetti and meatballs. I'm not. Usually I'm fettuccine, something like that. But fuck, I just can't. I don't know.
Well, I mean, there's something they put in the seasoning on the meatballs that just makes them different.
It's good. It's good. You had chicken parm tonight. Which did you have? You had spaghetti last year, right?
Yeah.
The first time that we came here, you had that special.
It was special, yeah. But anyway, I hadn't had a bad meal there.
Yeah, no, I don't. Neither of us have.
Not to mention just the vibe, because that's just old holdover place from the 70s. It's a good restaurant, good food, a lot of pictures of celebrities, and you just get this feeling that it was once a restaurant where mobsters would hang out in.
Yeah.
Good vibe, but great place. That's one place that we're going to come to every time we come to Vegas.
Yeah, I agree. Obviously the mob had a huge part of the early Vegas days. So
Yeah, the Stardust, the Flamingo.
The Flamingo, oldest. I think it's the oldest hotel on the Strip still. I said it in my last podcast. I looked it up. My last episode, I think it was 1946. I want to say is when they started it. So a lot of mob history there.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, and for your old school folks and history buffs, when you go down to Fremont Street, you still got the El Cortez there, and that was built around the same time.
Yep, it was.
It's still up and active, popular. You got that, and then they got a neon sign museum there with all the old neon signs that used to be up in Vegas for either businesses closed or they just replaced them with more modern stuff. But I actually walked through there. I remember seeing some of those things when they were active. But that's you want a good throwback. Fremont Street's good. You want modern, up to the date hip hop stuff. Right here on the Strip.
Yep. As many times as we've come, as many times as we talked about it, I'm a Strip kind of guy, and you're a Fremont Street kind of guy.
Yes, that's just the age difference here, but nah, I have fun on the Strip. Just Fremont just seems to be a bit laid back to me. Like I said, Strip's glitz and glam, trying to be the next Hollywood. Fremont Street's just laid back. People are just there to get their drink on and have fun.
Yeah, a couple times that we've gone, it is fun, especially now that they have the lights and the zip lines. Yeah, Fremont Street experience.
That's been there a while. Some of you younger folks, Fremont Street was the old downtown Vegas before the Strip got popular. But
yeah, it's the original downtown.
Yeah, but Fremont. My very first time in Vegas was back in 2003, and all things, I was riding my Harley cross country and happened to be bike week.
Oh, nice.
When I pulled in. So go there to the Fremont Street Experience. It was just bikes lined all up and down where it's mostly pedestrian traffic, like how you would see pictures at Sturgis.
How many times have you done cross country trips?
4.
Damn. I can't imagine it. I hate to drive. It might be different on a bike though.
Oh yeah. Especially if you get off the freeway and just take the side roads and just really take your time to see stuff. Take in the history.
You got 2 bikes, right?
Yeah.
2 bikes in your truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe one day I'll get a bike. I don't know though. I don't know if I'm the motorcycle kind of guy.
I think you need to take your Jeep out more first.
I need to go off-roading more. I do. I've gone off-roading a couple times up in Jasper, but that's about it.
Yeah.
It's I actually had it out. When did I go? I went to visit my dad. I think it was Friday. It was Saturday. I ended up yesterday. So, day before I came down here, I took it out. Tell you what, I got down to, I think it was upper 70s yesterday. didn't quite hit 80. Fucking best time to ride the Jeep. Fucking best time to ride the Jeep. It wasn't too hot, wasn't too cold, just perfect weather. I took the doors, tops, everything off. Just drove it.
It's like when I had my old Corvette, take the T-tops out, let the windows down.
God, I miss your Corvette.
I do too.
We had some good times in that Corvette.
Oh, yeah. Old 1980 Corvette.
You found that Corvette up in Jasper, didn't you?
Yeah. Most expensive bike ride I ever went on. Riding down the road on my bike, and wound up buying a 1980 Corvette.
Bet you weren't expecting that when you went
No,
up there.
I wasn't.
But I think it was a good I think it was a good investment for you.
Had a lot of fun on it.
Yeah. We went to a couple concerts in it.
Yeah.
Shit, we went all over Georgia with it.
Yeah.
So, how else you been? What else you been doing lately?
Yeah, well, last month I was in Fiji for 2 weeks on a scuba diving trip. So
That's awesome.
yeah, spent 1 week in Fiji, then 1 week over in Tonga.
Oh, nice.
So
Nice.
swimming with the humpback whales in Tonga.
Damn, I saw some pictures of the trip on Facebook. God, it looked gorgeous. It looks absolutely gorgeous there.
It was pretty. I mean, I liked it, but after going to Indonesia 2 years ago, I mean, I liked it better.
Now, next year you're going to Australia, right?
Australia and New Zealand.
Damn, that's one trip that I want to do. Out of every place, so I have never been out of the country. You know that. My goal is my very first place to go out of the country is to Australia. Maybe I'll see a fucking kangaroo and fight that son of a bitch. I think I'll lose, but
Yeah. Why don't you go on out, go on, find a Tasmanian devil.
I don't know. I think I have a better chance with a fucking kangaroo.
Just be careful, don't get bit by a duck-billed platypus.
Oh shit! You definitely. If I don't beat you to Australia, you'll have to let me know how it was, because that's one place I really do want to go.
Well, I'm going next April, so
I'll have to try. I'll have to try to get that out there before April. Oh shit, Jamie! We always have a good time no matter what the fuck we do.
ain't that the truth? Although, some of the times we've been like, woo, that was like a good idea at the time.
Oh yeah, it was a great idea at the time. Fuck, what was not Mr. Boston? What's the fucking shit we drank till like sunrise?
Oh God, old man Forrester,
That's
and
it.
that man whipped our ass.
Up and down, twice and back, and fucking 4 ways from hell.
Yeah, I mean, I've had my dear old granddad come over, and he's a strong man. But shoot, old man Forrester was something else. He ain't allowed back at the house no more. I'm about to say, if I never see that old bastard again, it'll be too soon.
Oh my god, shit. God, we had that. We've had some fucking crazy times. Really fucking crazy times. Oh Lord, I can't do that shit no more.
Yeah. Age will do that to you. For some of that shit, probably it has aged us, but
Fucking old man Forrester put like fucking 50 years on us.
oh God. Hell, even made Ginger sick.
Oh shit. For anyone that's listening, Ginger is Jamie's puppy. I've known Ginger since Dale brought her home.
Yeah, 11 years ago.
Yep. God damn. That's shit. That means we've known each other for probably 12 or 13 years
Yeah,
now.
around 13.
And it was about 5 years ago you moved away, right?
6.
6.
Yeah.
God, that's a long ass time. It doesn't feel like that long.
No, it doesn't. I was actually just thinking Ginger's actually been in Texas longer than she was in Georgia.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Shit, we used to go to the Braves game all the time.
I know. I miss going to Braves games.
I do too. I went this year. I went one time this year with my dad so far.
Mm-hmm.
I want to try to go a couple more times with him now, especially that my mom passed away.
Yeah, I know that's. I know it's a bummer about your mom.
Yeah.
So sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
I pretty much went through the same thing you did a while back in '06. My mom passed away, and similar deal with you. You know, she died. It was a rare form of cancer that they only found in non-smoking women that got my mom. So it was lung cancer, but you know, she was in hospice. And,
Yeah, it's just terrible. Cancer just sucks. It does.
yeah. And speaking of cancer, it's okay though, cause you know, when Kamala Harris gets voted in office in November, day one, she's gonna release the cure for cancer. She already said it. She's got the cure, and she's gonna release it day one in office.
Yeah, I'll believe that shit when I fucking see it, but...
Well, you know, if she had any sense, she would release it now. Because what better way to get people to vote for you and do something extraordinary, and you show the cure for cancer, and it works, you wouldn't need to do any more campaigning. Wouldn't even need a debate. You'd have...
Yeah, you would win,
It would probably
win
be-
the election.
It'd probably be unanimous.
Yeah, shit.
So,
But that just goes to show how much full of shit our government is right now.
yeah, and they're almost trying to hold people as hostage. Oh, I got, you know, cure for cancer. Oh, I can fix these problems, but I'm in power, but I'm not going to do anything until you vote me to the next office. As if being in the second highest office in the land ain't good enough.
That's some fucked up bullshit.
Use some of that power now to fix some of this stuff and make believers. You know, walk the walk instead of talk the talk. Actions speak louder than words. Instead of getting on that platform, let your work do the talking.
Yep. Yeah, I can't say anything that I disagree with about that. Like I said, it just goes to show how fucked up our government is. And who knows? Maybe one day it'll be right, but shit, I don't see that happening anytime soon.
Well, first thing, they need to get rid of the lobbyists because they're the ones that keep buying the politicians. There's just way too much corruption.
Yeah, there is.
And it don't matter which party you're in. Everybody's bought.
Yeah, obviously, me and you are Republicans. Oh shit! I hear something going on. I hear sirens. We didn't
There
do
must
it.
be some alarm in here. You know, we are in Vegas. That's not exactly friendly to Republicans. We say that word and the sirens go off.
Yeah, we're fucked.
Although, you'd be surprised at how many Uber drivers I've had that were Trump supporters.
Yeah, that's
Here
true.
in Vegas, that live here in Vegas, and they're Trump supporters.
Yeah, goddamn, the sirens are getting real loud now. We are screwed, Jamie.
Yeah.
But you know, it doesn't matter if you're Republican, Democrat. It don't matter. Everyone's bought and paid for at this point.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not a huge person into politics or anything, but that's one reason I do like Trump is because he is a business guy,
Yeah.
and I don't think he's bought and paid for.
I'm about to say, he's like a businessman, millionaire that became a politician. He's not a politician that became a millionaire.
Yeah.
Billionaire.
Fucking every single politician is a millionaire at this point.
If not billions. Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't.
Then you got folks that have done this for, 40 years, longer than that. I think Joe Biden's been in politics longer than we've been alive.
Mm-hmm.
And he ain't done jack shit in all that time either.
Shit, he's fucking dead shit, I'm not gonna say that because I'm on air right now. Sorry, guys. Sorry. He's not dead. But shit, I ain't seen him in the fucking since Kamala announced she's running. So where the fuck is he at this point?
I don't know. He's got like one foot in the grave and another foot on a banana peel. Falling in there. He might have passed away. He just hadn't laid down yet. I think he passed away when he was vice president during Obama's first administration. He just hasn't laid down. Yeah.
Shit, man. Did you watch the debate? Did you watch the debate with him and Trump?
Nah, I was off. Riding my bike, but depending on who you talk to, I heard Trump mop the floor with him. But you talk to anyone on the left, they say, nah, Biden held his own and showed Trump.
Well, they said that they from what I heard, they said Trump won. It wasn't a great debate to me. There was a lot of back and forth. Now, I am proud of both of them They didn't get cut off. Well, I think they both got cut off like once. So that I was proud of that. But I don't know. The questions that they were asking were just fucking weird ass questions. It wasn't a good debate.
I heard the moderator was actually fair.
I will say CNN. It was on CNN, and they were here in Atlanta. And I will say the moderator was very, very fair. Like they actually did a really good job of moderating, and I was surprised because I thought CNN with what CNN is, I thought that they would be a little more favorite towards Biden, but no, it was actually a fair debate.
That's all you can ask for.
Yeah, yeah.
But one thing that's got me about the debate, I mean, you go all the way back to Bush-Kerry, is they're too busy putting each other down, and they're saying what the other person is not doing or what the other person is doing wrong. Okay, fine. But tell me, what are you going to do different?
Yeah, see,
what are you going to do? That's what I want to know. I already know what the other person's doing or not doing or how he's not doing it right. You don't have to state the obvious. Tell me what you're going to do that's different.
Yeah, see, that's what I want to hear is what you're going to do. I already know what they're doing right now. I know, and it's not good. So I want to know what your plan is to fix it. And you're right. That's a thing that I keep seeing is nobody talks about what they're going to do. They just talk about what the other person is not doing.
Yeah. And something else is, I would like to see a news network that would go all the way back, like when Walter Cronkite was on, where they just told the news, told the facts. They didn't try to put a spin on it, didn't try to put a bias on it, didn't try to sway your opinion. They laid it out for what it is straight up, let people make their own decisions, whether something's messed up or not, or who it benefits or not. That's what I wish we get back to doing.
Yeah, the news media, everybody's bought and paid for. You've got left wing, you got right wing. There is no I can't say it. There is no Walter Cronkite anymore. There's no facts. It's whatever fits the narrative for whatever media outlet saying it.
And they can conveniently keep facts out to twist stuff.
They can. And, that's the great thing about what we're doing right now. We're doing a podcast. It's me and you talking. And we're telling our opinions of what we've heard and said. And that's one of the things. So when I started this podcast, that's what I really got into is we can speak about what we know, what we think, what we believe. And it's unbiased towards anything but what we believe. So, it's cool to be able to give our opinions on shit without it being twisted in a different way.
Yeah, and we can also state when we're saying something that's factual and when something is our opinion.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I don't know a shit ton about politics in general, but what I've heard, and I'll tell you my beliefs. Most people know what I believe, so that's it's a cool platform to be able to say what we want to say at this point.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen this year?
I think it's, regardless of which way it goes, it's going to be total chaos because, if Harris gets in, the right is going to think they cheated again and they're all going to be up in arms. If Trump gets in, the left is just going to throw a fit, and you're going to start seeing looting and rioting.
Yeah, I can honestly say I don't understand looting and rioting. I don't. What in the hell does that accomplish?
Yeah, I know. I mean, what's the deal? Okay, you don't get your way, so you go smash a business or steal a TV, and that's supposed to fix something. And on top of that, you got certain groups of people that are doing that. It's their own homes, their own businesses they're tearing up.
Yeah,
Why?
I don't get it. I will never ever get that shit. It's stupid as fuck.
Yeah.
But you're right. Whatever happens, it's going to be total chaos either way.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say this country is so divided, and it's divided politically. Because you got all races, religions. and sexual preferences on both sides of the aisle and genders.
Yeah.
Both sides of the aisle, and we're so divided politically that, you know, whichever side doesn't win is not going to be happy, and people are just getting more vocal about it.
Yeah.
Well, you think it's just being tolerated now. In some cases, it's getting out of control.
It is, and somehow we need to get out of that shit.
Yeah.
And
What gets me is how so many issues now go straight down political lines. I mean, look how divided the country was with COVID. Straight political lines, and then you even go to other issues like Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben's. That went straight down political lines, whether it should be on the box or not, and heck, even Bugs Bunny, whether Elmer Fudd should have a gun or not, or Pepe Le Pew encouraged sexual assault or not. It went straight down political lines. How people believe, whatever people believe, you knew their political preference just on that. That's just how divided we have become.
yeah, I don't understand where we went wrong as a country, because there's two sides for a reason. It's to keep balance.
Yeah.
And we don't have that balance anymore. We don't. I haven't seen it in the last 16 years?
Yeah,
Longer than that.
Longer
probably?
than that. I remember seeing how divided it was. I mean, go back to Bush Kerry again. Even when George Bush won, to John Kerry's credit, he came out and said, "Okay, the election happened. George Bush won. We need to come together as a country." You know, I know a lot of people don't like Kerry, but I have to give credit was due, and he stepped up and said, "We got to put the division aside now and come together." Granted, it didn't happen, but he did get up and say it as a speech in his concession speech.
Yeah, and I don't know. Hopefully somehow we can figure a way out of this shit and actually get back to.
Because you look in the 80s, Ronald Reagan, that was a universally loved president on both sides of the aisle. If I remember correctly, when he ran for his second term, Minnesota was the only state that didn't vote for him. All the other states went his way, and that's like never happened.
Yeah, no.
And I don't see how we're going to have another universally loved president like that again. We're just too far divided that you don't even have middle ground anymore.
Yeah, see, that's the problem is I'm kind of a middle ground kind of guy, because there's some things I believe on both sides, but it doesn't matter. You're torn between one side or the other. There cannot be a middle ground anymore.
I think biggest thing is you almost need to do away with the parties. I would be curious if you took the D and the R away from someone's name, let them run on what they stand for. I'd be curious at how the votes would change.
Yeah, I agree.
Because, obviously, the Democratic Party split between the moderates and the progressives. And, a lot of the moderates don't agree with a lot of stuff that the Democratic Party does, especially the far left, but because they're on the Democratic side, they're tied to it. And I realize there's definitely way too far right.
Yep.
On that too, but unfortunately, whichever party you run in, you're tied in and attached to all of the party's platforms, whether you want to be or not.
Yeah.
That's why I wish we could get more independence and let people run on what they stand for, what they believe in, not what the party stands for.
I 100% agree, because there's no middle. There is no middle anymore.
No.
You heard, I haven't been watching the news. I haven't. But you heard about the school shooting in Georgia. I don't know if anybody's come out and said gun control yet. I don't. It's a shame for what happened, and I'm very sorry for the families that lost their loved ones and for the ones that got hurt. But I'm a big Second Amendment kind of guy, and it's a shame that we let our kids do stuff like that. It's bad parenting to me. Like, you should know what your kids. You should try to have a sense of what your kids are doing, and God's sakes, make sure that your guns are locked up. That's the problem I have, and it's not it's not having a gun, it's not using it properly or storing it properly. I don't. Do you agree with that, or?
I mean, it's the responsible use, but
Yeah.
some of it is just we've gotten away from responsibility and accountability, and you think about it. Every action has a consequence. Some of them consequences are good, some of them are bad.
Yep.
Problem is these days when people do stuff wrong, they don't face the consequences. I remember when I was a teenager, there are times I'd get up, go deer hunting in the morning, then go to school. Sitting there in my truck in the school parking lot, I'd have a 20 gauge shotgun, 243 rifle, 30-06 rifle in the truck. Lock the truck up, go to class. A lot of other kids did too, had their guns. Some even had them in the gun rack in the back window. Not one of us even thought about trying to go out there during lunch, grab that gun, go into the cafeteria, because we knew there were serious consequences, and it was going to be beyond what type of punishment our parents would do. We knew we were going to jail probably for the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
If we did that.
It's a crazy, fucked up world that we live in now, and there is no accountability for what people do nowadays, and it's sad. It really is sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I can say is it's fucked up right now. But maybe the next couple years, maybe something will change.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how. I mean, it's like what drives these people, and not just going to shoot to school. I mean, you got people going to shoot up a church. You got people going in a grocery store. What drives these people to do that? And a lot of them haven't made it out alive. I mean, this recent shooting, the perpetrators, he's going to face the music. He's going to get his day in court. Of course, the biggest day in court is going to be when he leaves this world and goes meets the Maker.
Yep.
That's their true judgment. But still, his life is ruined.
Yeah. And I haven't heard why or anything, but
yeah,
there is.
And I mean, I realize in his life's not the only life that's ruined. The ones that perish, their families, they'll never be the same. With the ones that got shot, that survived it, they're traumatized.
Yeah. Everybody in that school's going to be traumatized now.
Yeah.
Everybody. And I don't know. It's fucked up. Fucked up.
Yeah, it's crazy times we live in.
So I don't know. Let's go to a happier topic then. Let's go to a happier topic than that. Shit. So, I don't know. What are we planning on doing tonight after we get done here? We're gonna go win some money.
We're gonna go attempt to.
I don't know. Every time we say that, we lose.
Yeah. Or, hey, we get on a hot streak and we don't know when to walk away and turn around and give it right back to the house.
Yeah,
House always wins.
That's what happens every fucking time.
And even if we do walk away for the night, we're up. Guess what? The next day we go put it right back in. Yeah.
Oh, Lord. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. And, we mess around and hit the jackpot on one of the slot machines. You know what we going to do then. We still going to be broke when we live here, but we going to have a lot of fun in the process.
Oh God, it'll be a great fucking time. Great fucking time.
If you see us doing another podcast from a penthouse somewhere, and we hit it big.
Yeah, if I don't come back to Georgia, y'all know what happened to me. I am a resident of Las Vegas now, so. But I kind of doubt that's gonna happen. But shit, I can dream big, right? We can all dream big.
Yeah.
Oh man. So, Braves, did they win tonight?
Actually, they did in 11 innings.
Thank God, finally.
Well, they won Friday night, so they took the series, and hey, they're on a roll. They took 2 out of 3 from Colorado earlier this week, and they could have won 3 of the 4 games against the Phillies last weekend. They were in them, just a couple got away from them right there. But this has got to be the most snake-bit Braves team I've seen. All the injuries.
Yeah.
And then every time it seems like they're about to get on a roll, somebody else gets hurt. But I do got to hand it to Alex, the GM with the Braves. He always seems to find a diamond in the rough. I mean, you figure right now, Austin Riley and Ozzie Albies are on the shelf with injuries. They're starting third baseman and second baseman. All-stars at that. And the GM goes out, picks players up off the waiver wire that got cut by other teams, puts them in the starting lineup, and they're playing solid. I mean, they're playing good defense. They're getting some timely hits. They're playing just as good as you could ask them to play. And he always seems to do that. Look at the year when they won the World Series.
Yeah.
Ronald Acuna tore his ACL and thought the season was done. The Braves didn't even have a winning record. No one would have blamed them. They waved the white flag, started selling people off. Instead, GM made some trades, brought in Jock Peterson, Eddie Rosario, and he was on the injured list when they brought him in. Got better later. Became the MVP of the NLCS. Brought in Jorge Soler. He became the World Series MVP. Even brought Adam Duvall back, and all of them together did their part. And Braves got hot in August, got a winning record. They had the worst record of all the playoff teams, but won their division and wound up winning the World Series.
Yeah. See, I don't know anybody that knows sports better than you do. I really don't. So that's why I'm asking. What are the Braves going to do this year? Do they have a chance to get the World Series this year?
It's going to be a uphill battle because right now they're clinging to the last wild card spot, which I think they can get in. And, of course, going up against pitchers Chris Sale, Max Fried, and Charlie Morton, even Ronaldo Lopez, that's going to, especially a short series, that's going to be a tough out for another team. So, Braves got a chance, but they're also going somewhere. They're going to have to face the Phillies, who's been their nemesis, and even the Dodgers. So it's going to be a tough uphill battle for them to get the World Series, especially since their wild card team, they won't have home field advantage.
Yeah, if they end up getting to the World Series, we're going.
Well,
we're going. We're going.
Last Braves games I went to was Game 2 of that World Series when they played the Astros.
That was in Houston, right?
Yeah, that was in Houston. So
because you were trying to come down to Georgia, but it didn't happen.
It was like, tickets are way cheaper to go to Houston than it was at Atlanta. But it's funny because I went to that game, and of course the Braves lost that particular game, and guy that's now my boss, he was not my boss at the time, but I knew he was an Astros fan, so I brought him back a World Series program. And then when Game 6 rolled around, he said, well, I'm going to the World Series game tonight. And he said, I guess I'm going to have to bring you back something. And I said, the only thing I want you to do is just bring me back a Braves win. Then the Braves won that night, and that clinched the series. But
nice.
But to his credit, when I saw him again, he had gone online to that, it's like that Bats website, and gave me one of those baseball bat mugs that said Braves 2021 World Series champions.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool.
Bat mugs. He had got one of those for me. So then the next year when the Astros won the World Series, I also worked with another Braves fan, and he had got one too. So we chipped in and got him like the same thing.
Oh, that's neat. That's really cool. That's cool. That's awesome of y'all. Oh shit! I gotta come down to Texas. I gotta come visit you soon. A couple of times I've been down there. It's always fun down there.
Yeah, I really do like Texas.
Is it better than Georgia though?
Sadly, yes. I gotta say, I have liked. Keep in mind, I was a Georgia boy for 40 years, but and maybe if I go into a different part of Texas, I might not feel the way. But I really like San Antonio.
I will say the Riverwalk, it's cool. I enjoy the Riverwalk when I come down there.
Riverwalk's awesome, man. I said everybody, they are so friendly.
Every time I've been down there, everybody is very friendly. They're very receptive to you. It's because I will say sometimes in Georgia we're not the friendliest people.
Yeah, or let's say Atlanta. We're not the friendliest people.
Yes.
Get down to southern Georgia is more rural. It is because You got too many people from the Northeast that's moved into Atlanta.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, fucking Northerners. I can't say much, though, because my parents are Northerners and they're great people, but the North. I don't want to piss anybody off, so I love y'all Northerners. I love y'all.
Basically, I've seen some Northerners that are cool, and some of them even have the same mentality as the Southerners.
Yeah.
And I think that's what happened. They got tired of some of the assholes too and ran them out of town. Then they came down south.
Yeah. You know, one place. God, where? Whenever I come back, I really want to go back to that oyster bar we went to. The sad part is I can't have oysters anymore.
No more oyster shots.
Where was that? It was on the Riverwalk. It was on the Riverwalk, but I don't remember where it was. But shit, we had a good time there. Cause me and you and Gary, we had a wonderful time in there. But shit, I can't have nothing raw anymore. Can't have fucking sushi. Can't have fucking oysters.
Well, we can see if they can bake some oysters for you.
That shit just ain't the same though.
It is if you get oyster Rockefeller.
Oyster Rockefeller is good, but there's something about a fucking raw oyster.
Oh yeah, especially if you get it from Apalachicola Bay.
Yeah. God, we were drinking vodka. We were drinking vodka. we were drinking fucking vodka, doing eating oysters, fucking doing shots. God, I forgot about that. That was a good time.
Yeah, remember the oyster shots?
Yeah.
They had the oyster in the shot glass.
Yeah. Yep. God, that was a good time. Shit, we went there. Where else did we go? We went to a million different places.
Well,
that
went
night.
to the Alamo. Took you to the Buckhorn Saloon, the oldest bar.
That was cool. The Buckhorn Saloon was cool.
Yeah.
The Alamo was really, really neat. I didn't know that there was so much history in Texas.
For real.
Yeah, it was really cool to see all the history. I didn't know that it was all down there. It was.
Well, I'd say the coolest thing when I moved to San Antonio, they were celebrating their tricentennial. 300 years. So that Alamo's, was 300 years old.
That's fucking old. Now, 300 years, but shit. In the grand scheme of things, 300 is nothing.
Yeah.
But damn, that's fucking old. Shit, 17. When did we declare independence?
76.
76. I'm terrible at history.
So that's what I say. We're not even the country. The United States is not even 300 years old yet.
Yeah. Shit. I don't know. And I've heard people have started finding some fucking really, really old fossils right now. How old do you think the world is?
Millions of years old. It's that, but it's funny if you look at the biblical times, obviously, go back, 2,000 years to when Christ was born, then you got BC. But even then, what is it? 2000 BC is about the furthest we study.
Yeah.
Before. So it's like, what all went on before that if scientists talk about the earth is millions of years old.
Yes.
When were the dinosaurs compared to, when Christ walked the earth and, talk about, 2000 BC. When were the dinosaurs on the earth compared to that?
Yes.
When did the earth actually form compared to that? Same with the Garden of Eden.
I had another guest on about a month ago. Oh, excuse me. And we kind of had the same topic. And I don't know, it boggles my mind because obviously I am religious, more spiritual, but it begs the question that when did all that shit happen? I guess they can say when the pyramids were built, but how the fuck did all that shit happen? I don't know. It's crazy. I've
seen the pyramids, and I stood next to one of those stones, just one stone on the pyramid.
I've heard they're huge. How big are they?
Yeah.
Are they bigger than a person?
Yeah.
And I want to know how the fuck somebody drags that 500 miles or however long it was.
Yeah.
I don't.
Apparently, I saw some pictures over there where apparently they used a bunch of logs to fill dirt in like an incline and kind of put logs under the stone, which I don't know how they would even pick the stone up to do that. So people were dragging them. It was like the logs were rolling, helping pulling the stone up the dirt, put them in place. But how true is that? I don't know. I don't have a DeLorean and a flux capacitor to go back there to see.
Back to the future, baby. I
One
don't.
of the greatest trilogies of all time.
Yeah. I don't know. Some of that shit just boggles my mind. I do think that we're millions of years old. I do.
Yeah.
Um,
But it's interesting, when you study like the science, the history of the earth, but then when you're studying, the religion, how it's just like two parallel dimensions almost. Because
Well-
you don't see like a lot of interaction with that.
I don't believe that I came from a monkey. I don't believe that I evolved from that. Now, do I think I was a caveman at some point? Yeah, probably. Probably something, But my question has always been, how many times has the Bible been rewritten? And
Not
what-
mentioned translated.
Yeah, translated, rewritten, and what is a day in God's eye? Obviously, he says we're created in His image, but shit, if God exists, He's Almighty. So shit, a day could be 10 million years to Him in our time. So that's something that I've always held on to is, what really is a day in God's eye. So shit, I don't know. That's my 2 cents on it. But maybe that's how we get millions and millions of years old. The other interesting thing is, like, how did the Earth get formed? There's the Big Bang Theory. But how did we get formed? Maybe it was a Big Bang, but maybe God created the Big Bang.
That's like, again, the thing there. What did God do to create the earth? And then, we got the whole, the universe out there, the solar system. He created all that. And where's heaven in compared to that? Just a lot of mysteries.
There is. Do you think that there's aliens?
There's got to be some other life out there somewhere. As massive as the universe is and all the other planets, not just in the Milky Way galaxy, not just our solar system, but elsewhere, there has to be some kind of life out there. Now, they might be kind of like us that, they're on their planets but can't travel to other planets. Like, we always think aliens can travel all through space. Or, they may be centuries behind us in advancement, or they could be ahead. You just don't know.
Yeah, that's true. You brought up a good point. Everybody always thinks that aliens are so much more advanced than we are. But what happens if they're not? What happens if they're back, in the Roman days of our time? That's a good point. I've never thought about that one. That's a good point, Jamie. And shit, who knows? Maybe there's fucking aliens with us right now. I do think it's funny that, we used to hear about all these alien sightings. How many alien sightings have you heard lately? Not very many, have you?
No.
And, it might be because we have all this technology now and they don't want, people to, use all the technology and see them and stuff. But
it would definitely be a lot harder to keep that stuff suppressed than what it was before because of the technology and the social media.
yeah.
So, of course, unless they're just, you said earlier, the media's balls, so the government's like, do not report that.
Yeah, but don't you think that people would, I don't know.
Someone that's looking on the telescope with their smartphone or whatever pick something up.
Yeah, don't you think that would be out there?
You would think.
But then again, who's not to say that somebody comes bursting in our fucking room right now and they're listening to us? Who knows?
Well, and of course, you got all the conspiracy theories about, the Roswell incident in the 40s. But my thing is, if we did get some extraterrestrials back then, they obviously had the technology to get here. How come they hadn't come back? Unless they thought we were just so fucked up then they didn't want anything to do.
I was about to say, with everything that's going on in the world right now, fucking us fighting fucking Russia, China, all this bullshit that's going on, I swear to God, if I was an alien and I came down here right now, I would literally look at fucking everybody and say, y'all are some fucking crazy loons. I'm the fuck out. I'm going back to my planet. You know?
That's like, again, the thing there. What did God do to create the earth? And then, we got the whole, the universe out there, the solar system. He created all that. And where's heaven in compared to that? Just a lot of mysteries.
Millions of galaxies and all that shit that's out there. There has got to be something more than just us.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I've heard something about they found something on Mars, not like us life form, but maybe like vegetation or something. I could be totally wrong, and I don't know for sure, but I swear I've heard something about that. But I don't think we can survive on Mars. I know. I think, is it Elon? I think Elon's trying to get us to Mars, which I'll say, and I've said it in many other podcasts, that motherfucker's smart as shit. And it's not just because he is the richest person in the world. He's got some fucking smarts. To do what he's done, obviously he's smart, but if you listen to him, he's actually an intelligent guy. I don't know if you've heard have you heard anything that he's ever put out?
No, I haven't really
he's
paid attention.
Especially with SpaceX. So I think he's working on something with SpaceX. Eventually, I guess they want to try to bring like people to Mars. So that'd be pretty fucking cool. I'm down for it. I'll go to fucking Mars, freeze my body or some shit till I get there. But I don't know. Maybe one day we'll encounter some aliens. I think that should be cool.
I don't know.
Shit, we might see some tonight. We are in Las Vegas, so
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you so I've done a couple episodes on conspiracy theories and shit like that. Have you heard the conspiracy theory that so obviously there's 7 continents.
Mm-hmm.
But Antarctica is apparently a like wall around the 7 continents, and outside of that's like more continents with the real people, and that we're like a test. Have you heard that conspiracy theory?
I haven't heard that. That even sounds far-fetched, even by Alex Jones's standards.
I heard that shit. I think it's a cool concept. I don't think it's real. But it is weird that people try to, I guess you can't fly over Antarctica or some shit like that. I don't know. I think it's a cool concept. I don't believe it. I don't, because obviously we've been to outer space. Well, shit, I don't know. I've never been to outer space, but people have been to outer space and they can see the whole thing. So I don't know. Do you think we landed on the moon?
I mean, I think we did. I know there's a lot of conspiracy that thinks it was filmed in Hollywood. But I think we did, because one thing you don't hear people talk about was the Russians. They were actually landing on the moon at the same time we were.
Yeah.
And they had malfunctioned and couldn't leave, and we couldn't get to them. Try to save them. I don't know if we would if we could anyway back then, because
Soviet Union, yeah.
Yeah, Cold War. But
what do you think about all this shit that's going on right now with Russia and Ukraine?
I gotta hand it to Ukraine. That little country is fighting and beating the Russians. The Russians are supposed to be, the next powerful army next to us. And, forget about just technology, it's just the sheer number of people they would have that in their army, the volume. They would have the Ukraine outnumbered tremendously, yet Ukraine's holding their own.
Yeah.
Which, that Ukraine was part of the old Soviet Union.
Yeah. I do, like you said, I give it to Ukraine. I do. Now, I don't think we should be funding all that shit at this point, but good for them for what they've done. They've been holding their own. But I think this shit needs to stop somehow. And I don't think that we as a country need to be funding it.
Yeah. I guess Putin's just trying to create the Soviet Union again.
Yeah.
So I guess he's bound determined that he's not going to stop until he does. So I guess he thinks eventually he'll be able to outlast Ukraine and win. So that's why we're helping them. But you mentioned about us funding them. It's, well, I don't have any problems trying to help people who are our friends, but I feel like we need to take care of our own first. It's like your family. You're going to make sure your family has everything they need. They might not have everything they want, but they're going to have clothes, they're going to have food, they're going to have everything they need before you go help the fella down the street in your neighborhood. It's the same concept here. We got, it was like when this stuff first broke out with Russia and Ukraine, you had that disaster, all that flooding disaster going on in eastern Kentucky. Yet we turn around and send $15 billion to Ukraine. That $15 billion could have gone a long ways towards helping the people in eastern Kentucky get back. So it's like, let's take care of our own first and then help.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much good that we can do with that money here. Veterans, I know that you're a veteran. There's a lot that we can do with that here. And like you said, I'm not opposed to helping our allies. But shit, there's so much that we can do as a country to help ourselves right now, and we're not doing it.
Yeah, I agree. And then on top of that, look at all the money we're sending to our enemies, which is absolute stupid.
I'll never get that, but I guess you gotta give money to make money somehow.
Yeah, I'll be getting into another conspiracy theory.
I don't know. I guess you got to give money to make money. It's fucked up. Ugh. You know what has quieted down is the whole Israeli situation right now. I haven't heard a lot about it going on.
I haven't either.
Which it was hot. It was a hot topic for a minute, but it's kind of weird that it's kind of died down so quickly. But
the media just wants us to know what they want us to know.
That's true. Damn, we gonna get canceled for this. We gonna get canceled for this one, but I'm okay with that. Shit, mainstream media. Maybe one day me and you will be the media of the world.
Shoot, we would probably get canceled for real if did that.
Oh shit, Jamie. Oh, I love it. Oh man. So, military. How long were you were in the Navy, right?
Yeah, I did 6 years in the Navy.
6 years. What you were on a sub, right?
I was on an aircraft carrier.
Yeah, damn, that's some good shit. I give you a lot of props for being able to do that, because that's something that I could never ever ever do. So any military service, I really thank anybody that's ever done it, because that's just something that I couldn't do. I know our friend Gary, he was in the Marines for a while. What all are you allowed to talk about what you did?
I mean, yeah, I just ran the nuclear reactor on the ship.
You say that so casually. I just ran the nuclear reactor.
It's mainly, the load dispatcher and handle the electrical plant, the distribution plant on it, but still was a nuclear trained.
Yeah, that's not just something you did. That's some major shit. So 6 years. What made you? Did you get schooling through them?
And my first 2 years was nothing but school because of the nuclear program.
That's pretty damn cool. And then what'd you do when you got out?
And after I got out, I moved to the ATL and started my career in the pipeline industry. that I've done for the last 20 years.
That's pretty cool. So you are responsible for getting our gas from place to place, right?
Yeah, you could say that. Moving these underground pipelines, moving product from point A to point B. And, sometimes that's a hot topic, especially when you had that Keystone pipeline a few years ago.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, unfortunately, there have been some accidents, and nobody wants that. But pipelines are still safer than trucks and rail. And you look at the volume a pipeline can move compared to if we shut all the pipelines down, decommission them, realize how many more tanker trucks would be on. We couldn't travel anywhere. The roads would be clogged. There'd be so many tanker trucks on the road. Even in the middle of rural America, the interstates would be gridlocked.
Yeah, just trying to get fuel from place to place, right?
Yeah, and same that you can forget about trying to cross a railroad crossing because there'd be so many trains with it. Cause a tanker truck might can hold like 140 barrels. Tanker car maybe 200 barrels. Shoot, there were some pipelines that could pump 50,000 barrels an hour. Now imagine how many trucks or trains you would need to move 50,000 barrels of product at the same time. And then multiply that by 24. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. So as we get closer and closer to electric, you think we're ever going to get to fully electric?
Probably
like
not
cars?
in our lifetime.
Do you think it's a good idea?
I mean, there's the benefits to it. So, because people talk about the pollution it's saving, which is true, but you forget about all the environmental stuff it does to mine the materials. Still got diesel operated machines mining the materials, and just the strip mining and destruction is doing to the environment to get it. People don't talk about that.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing with the electric stuff, we don't have the infrastructure for that. I mean, we'd have to build more power plants. So, because, a few hundred electric cars, not that strain on the grid. What about millions of electric cars? And then you look at the time it takes to charge the cars. We don't have enough charging stations. Let's just say, the state of Florida, for example, everybody in the state of Florida had an all-electric car. And a hurricane's coming through at South Florida. Everybody's evacuating going north. We don't have that kind of infrastructure for all the cars. They go 200 miles up the road, got to pull it. Now you got 10 million people pulling into a town to try to charge up the cars, not to mention all the residents that are already there and everyone in between.
Yeah.
So it's that, but we keep talking about cars. What about locomotives? What about planes? Even semis, all that stuff runs off diesel, jet fuel. You don't really see anything talking about replacing that. So even when we get the cars replaced, we're still needing petroleum until we get that other technology. But also, cars now can go 230 miles on a charge, which is impressive. But you still got people going 500 miles on a tank of gas. Your semis can go 600-700 miles for that to fill up. So we just don't have the range. We're not there yet to go all electric.
Yeah, I agree. And you were talking about pollution. What does it take to make the batteries and shit?
That's what I was talking about with all the diesel equipment that's mining them.
It's
and then
just as bad for the environment.
It is, but really, it is, injecting a lot more CO2 and stuff to the atmosphere. But what about one of these volcanoes erupt? All the CO2 coming up then. I've heard where if there's one volcano in Alaska, if it goes up, it will put more CO2 in the atmosphere than all the plants in the world combined with air pollution would do.
Yeah, see,
you don't hear that on the media. You don't hear our climate change folks talking about that.
Yeah. Yeah, I find it funny that everybody is electric shit. What did we say? We're going to be electric by what, like 2035 or something?
Well, California says they're going to outlaw the sales of, gas-powered cars by 2035. Infrastructure's not there.
Yeah, I agree. I don't see it.
Electric's good for commutes and short trips. It's not good it's not there yet for long travel. And again, you got to evacuate.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Yeah, the totally valid point. Totally valid, because you're just not. You can't get out.
Yeah, you're gonna see people doing like on some of those pictures where they got the little frame that you hook in your trailer hitch, and they put a gas powered generator on it, plugged into your car, charging it up going down the road.
That's fucking awesome.
Or someone, what they need to do, then just get a flatbed semi, have just a whole bunch of generators on there, and just pull it up to all these electric cars on the road and charging them, and say, here you go, pay me and I'll charge your car up. Charge it up about, 10 vehicles, 15 vehicles at one time.
Shit, maybe that's what we need to get into. Maybe that should be our new line of work.
Mobile car charging stations.
Oh shit, that'd be fucking awesome. Me and you just pulling up in a fucking semi. Hey, we'll charge your car. $100 here. Don't worry, we got you covered. Yeah, fuck. Oh man.
And yet, what powers the electricity that, when you plug it in at your house? Where are you getting that electricity from? Yeah, some people might be getting it from wind, but more likely it's fossil fuel at that power plant that's generating it. And then, something else you don't hear people talk about, called nuclear power. Believe it or not, that is some of the cleanest burning energy there is nuclear power.
I think everybody's afraid of nuclear power though after everything that's happened with all the reactors and shit.
Yeah, there's too much stuff. Granted, Chernobyl's got a lot of people afraid, but 3 Mile Island scared a lot of people too. Of course, granted, it's also very expensive to build, then maintain. Then I realized there's concern about what to do with the nuclear waste, spent fuel. I mean, yeah, you could store it, but eventually, what do you do? I'm sure we could come up with some kind of technology somewhere where you could do something with it.
Shit, we could shoot it into space, couldn't we?
Perhaps.
I don't know.
Now that might speed the growth of some of them aliens that's out there, help them mutate and bring them here sooner than we want them to.
They might not like that. What the fuck are y'all doing? Y'all trying to kill us? Fucking shooting nukes at us?
Yeah, but
yeah,
But one thing I mentioned about Chernobyl was the way the plants in the United States are designed, put together, whether it's the naval plants, the commercial plants. Chernobyl cannot happen.
I've heard that.
I've
heard they've fixed a lot of those issues.
Well, it's the designs of the plant is just different. Chernobyl was kind of more of an unstable design to begin with. Then they tried this crazy experiment where they bypassed all their safety features. And,
well, that just sounds like a fucking disaster waiting to happen.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened. Our plants, they can now, the core can melt down. Kind of what happened to Japan a few years ago with that earthquake. That could happen. And see, this was a prime example of what you call the Swiss cheese method, where everything lined up just right, because Japan had safety systems there, but they wasn't banking on a tsunami coming in and flooding their diesel generators where it couldn't run to keep the core covered with water. I mean, they were so far inland, they didn't think it was possible.
Yeah.
So that's one thing, but that's the number one concept with our reactors. No matter what, keep the core covered with water. And that's why you see all these plants close to a river. So worst case, if all their other water supplies that run out, they can start pumping river water in.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, see, good knowledge from somebody that's got that kind of knowledge.
Yeah.
Is it like that in different parts of the world now?
I mean, I can't really speak for that because there's several other plant designs. But, so I don't know how the other parts of the world
I would think...
But it would be smart if they would do that. Granted, some of these others that are a little bit more unstable are kind of more efficient, even do more power. But
are they more efficient because they don't have safety precautions?
It's not necessarily they don't have safety precautions. It's just their designs.
Gotcha. Yeah, see, that's interesting.
So, cause like one thing, your biggest moderator that helps shield radiation is lead. The next best one is water. But some plants, they use graphite as their cooling medium to cool the plant and stuff. So, problem is, you shut it down, that sucker goes from liquid to solid, then your plant's literally solid at that point. Where, like in the U.S., we use water, and they usually got lead shielding around what the water is in.
That's cool. I don't know anything about nuclear reactors, so it's cool to get some perspective from somebody that obviously knows a little bit more than me about it, because I know jack shit. But you work with you. Do you do any of that stuff still, or?
Nah, not in the nuclear.
I didn't know. I didn't know if petroleum had any kind of thing to do with that or not. But
No, well, it's funny how some of the concepts that they're saying with running a pipeline is how you control the reactor with basic, thermodynamics, pressure, and fluid flow.
is that kind of how you got into doing pipeline stuff?
It helped. It helped a lot. I saw a lot of similarities. Biggest thing, where a reactor would be like a closed loop, pipeline is open because you got a starting point and an end point.
That's cool. Yeah, because you know my background, it's all retail, so I don't have any kind of knowledge about any kind of pipeline or nuclear. Even though you have tried a couple of times to convince me to switch career paths and do what you do. And maybe I should have, but shit, I don't know. Working in retail has been the thing that's kept me going, so I don't know. It's two different worlds. Two totally different worlds.
I don't think I could do retail.
And I don't think I can do what you do.
Yeah.
It's cool that we met just by being neighbors and learning so much from each other.
Yeah, it is. It's been fun.
It has, and we will continue to have lots of fun through our lifetime.
Oh yeah, whether it's ball games, trips to Vegas, concerts.
We gotta go to a concert. We gotta go to a concert soon. Hailstorm.
Yeah, I was about to say, Hailstorm's always fun.
In This Moment, Pretty and Reckless.
Yeah, those are fun. On New Year's Day, but then, we've seen our own concerts separately. You've done Marilyn Manson, Evanescence, Amy Lee. I've seen Iron Maiden, Kiss, Metallica.
I would have loved. I've seen Metallica. I saw Metallica. I saw them on that shitty ass fucking tour. Oh shit! I better not say that because Metallica might be watching. But I saw them on that one tour. Mid 2000s, whatever album that was. It wasn't
like 04 something, Saint Anger.
Yeah, Saint Anger.
Yeah, I was disappointed in that. Now when they came out with Death Magnetic, that was getting back to kind of more of the older style. What made Metallica popular?
Fucking Master of Puppets.
Oh yeah, that's your wake up alarm every day. Master of Puppets.
It fucking sure is.
Yeah,
you've known me for so long that you know that Master of Puppets is what I wake up with.
Oh yeah, as long as I've known you, that's always what you wake up with. Master of Puppets.
Yeah. Fucking love it.
Yeah, I tell you, a song that'll get you out of your bed too was when you would have like an alarm. Remember the old clock radios?
Yep.
And then you had some that had CD players in there. There was time I put an Iron Maiden CD in. It was a live CD at that, and the opening song was "Be Quick or Be Dead." And Bruce Dickinson, he could hit the high octaves. His nickname was the Air Raid Siren.
Yeah.
So when that would go off, you hear the whole crowd just cheering and screaming and stuff. Then the drums start playing, and Bruce Dickinson comes out and hits them high notes. And I set it on the other side of the room, so you'd have to get out of bed and walk over there to turn it off. That would get you going.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. But I tell you, one of the best alarm songs that woke me up one morning was the rock station there in Atlanta. I think it was 100.5. Got the regular guys.
Yeah.
Well, I know they were 96 Rock back in the day, but this was later. One time I had that radio set, and when it came on, I could not have programmed this any better. But Time from Pink Floyd was just starting to play. So when all those clocks are dinging and ringing and going off, that came.
Damn, that would get you up. That would definitely wake your ass up.
But yours does a good job. Yeah, that's getting you out of bed.
I don't know how I got that as my fucking alarm clock ringtone, but shit, it wakes me up now. I'll set in the morning now. You know, I've got an Alexa now too, so I'll set my phone, and then I'll set Alexa to fucking hailstorm. So I got double fucking metal music waking my ass.
Which
up.
hailstorm song do you use?
I just put it on Pandora.
Oh.
So, whichever song Pandora wants to play that day of
getting a
hailstorm.
scream could do it.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you something this was by total accident, but it works. It reminded me back to boot camp days, and even if you ever seen the movie Full Metal Jacket,
Yeah.
you'll know that. But roommate that lives in my house, I was trying to get her up one day, and I accidentally kicked this them big old plastic water bottles. She had that as a change jug. It actually kicked it in the hallway, and when I did, it went down the stairs. So you heard and all that change rattling, going, and it went end over end all the way down the stairs doing that. She sat right up out of her bed like, what was that? So I'm like, I don't know how to get you up, but it reminded me of when the drill instructors used to take the tin trash can and bang them across the floor in the barracks to wake you up.
God, shit, I could not do that shit.
Yeah, or have you ever seen Full Metal Jacket in the boot camp scene where they did that?
I'm good with getting up when I need to get up when my alarm goes off. I cannot imagine somebody telling me to get the fuck up, because it's like I'm back as a little kid. And I'm like, let me fucking sleep.
Yeah. Well, the worst one, if you sleep through your alarm, your phone rings and it waking you up. Because where in my line of work, somebody's been working all night. They can't go home till the relief comes in. So if you hear that phone ring and it's still dark outside, you're like, uh-oh.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm not as stringent, obviously. But we have overnight managers, so they want to go the fuck home too. So if you're late, you're screwing them. So yeah, I think I've done that like once or twice in the 19 years I've worked for Kroger.
Well, I'll tell you the worst one, and those of you that work shift work, y'all probably know what I'm talking about, because I know some of my co-workers do, especially when it's our first day coming in after a set of days off. We'll keep waking up, like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. We keep waking up thinking we've already slipped through our alarm, and it's like we're an hour late from work, and here it is. We still got 3 hours where I have to get up.
I am lucky. I don't do shift work. I do 10 hours. We do at least 10 hours. Now, there are days that we do 12, but I couldn't imagine doing 12 hours and then 12 hours and then 12 hours. Shift work just seems grueling to me. But I guess you get used to it after a while.
You get used to it, but it does take a toll on you. I mean, studies have shown out there that, a lot of your shift workers usually have health problems. One of them being sleep apnea.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
But one thing that is funny is when I used to getting off night shift, especially when I lived there in Atlanta, it'd be like 6:30 on a Wednesday morning, and I'm going into a set of days off. So to me, it was 6:30 on a Friday night. So here I am pulling into a Quick Trip at Atlanta, and everyone's in there getting coffee, getting a donut, getting their breakfast sandwiches. Here I am buying a 12-pack of beer.
Oh, Lord. I
the
can only...
looks I get.
You fucking alcoholic? No.
Yeah.
I'm not an alcoholic. I just got off of work, and I need a beer.
Yeah, it's Friday night. Then I'll be driving into work, coming home, getting ready to go to bed in the neighborhood, and I'll still see people coming out of the neighborhood. You can see them wiping the sleep out of their eyes in their car, and I'm like, yep, you had a late night last night. I said, I'm going home, going to bed. You got all day to work.
We've crossed paths before as you were coming home and I was leaving.
Yeah. Heck, there was sometimes we were leaving at the same time going to work in the morning.
Yeah.
I think I pulled behind you at the intersection coming out of our neighborhood once, and I called you like, Robbie, what are you doing?
And I'm like, fucking leave me alone. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm fucking tired.
And I'm like, I am too. I said the Braves game went to extra innings last night, and I stayed up too late watching it.
I'm like, I went to sleep. I can't.
Especially when they played on the West Coast.
Yeah. Oh God. Man, that was. I remember. I do remember that time that you called when you pulled up right behind me and you called me. We had a conversation all the way until you got to work. Shit, I don't remember what. I don't remember what part of Georgia I was working in at that point. I don't, because it had to be going down towards like south. But
So I think you're actually north a little bit. I don't know. You want me to say the name of the town? So
was it coming?
yeah, I think you were working there.
Shit, I got no clue. I got no clue. Oh Lord, that's how many stores I've worked at. Shit, too many to fucking name at this point. I can't even remember all the places I worked.
Before he retired, the president of that region down there used to know him on a first name basis. He'd always come in to see your stores after you fixed them.
Oh yeah, good old Bruce. We miss Bruce. We miss Bruce a lot, but
It always seemed like whatever store's messed up's the store they send you to.
ugh, God, they still do. But we ain't gonna talk about that. We ain't gonna talk about that one. Oh Lord, good old retail. You know, maybe we'll switch roles for a day. see who lasts longer.
I will probably be fired before the day was out.
Yeah, God, it is something trying to get used to appeasing customers and employees. That is one thing I can say. I could never do an HR role. I just don't have the patience to deal with it. I don't.
Yeah. People ask me if I want to try to be a supervisor or a manager, and I go, I'd be up in HR so fast it wouldn't be funny.
That's just it takes a special person to do a job role like that.
Especially these days with all the politically correct stuff and just how you just really got to be sensitive and lawsuit happy people. It's not a job that I would want.
Yeah,
that's for
me
sure.
neither. I give it to the props of I give the people in HR props for being able to deal with it.
I wonder, you gotta wonder how many of them are on blood pressure medicine and what type of strength is that blood pressure medicine.
Yeah, because they're constantly dealing with every kind of.
It's like somebody in lost
issue.
luggage. You don't get a good day up there because every call you get, somebody is upset about something. Their paycheck, got messed up. Their benefits are wrong, or complain about something unethical. It's not someone calling up say, "Hey, how was your weekend?"
Yeah, it's never. I don't think it's ever a happy conversation. So I do give those people props because, obviously, in my role, I've had to do some HR oriented stuff, and that's not for me. I'm more of an operations, merchandising. I like numbers. I like to make shit look pretty. The people piece is better left for somebody that's got the patience for it.
Yeah. My role now, as you know, I've been in this industry for 20 years, so I've moved up from just being a controller, which I enjoy doing the operations, just handling all that, because it's like when I left, work stayed behind. Work didn't go home with me. And it's still like that now, even in my role, but now I'm more of a shift lead, so now I have to kind of oversee the operations. And luckily, I'm still not in a position where I have to handle people issues. I can forward that off to the managers. But I still, maybe have to defuse a situation, or, the worst one is when someone has to take short notice absence because they got sick, family emergency. Then I got to call somebody and ruin their off day because now they got to come into work because someone's got to sit in that chair.
Yeah, see, I don't.
So that's probably the hardest part of my job is telling somebody their day off is shot.
Yes, yeah, I'm the opposite. That when something happens, it's me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's me that's got to go in.
Yeah. Of course, then there are times stuff goes wrong in the middle of the night, and I'm the one that's got to start calling the operations manager, supervisor in the field, wake him up, say, we got a situation, and then somebody call my boss, other folks, and, I got to start sending some notifications out. We got a conference call, and 20 minutes to discuss the issue and the path forward.
It must that your job must be stressful at times.
It can, when things go wrong, it can be. When things go right, you can almost say you're stressed from being bored, but that's okay. It's good. Things, we're not there to handle the day-to-day normal things that go right all the time. We're there to handle when stuff don't go right. You have a power failure at a pump station, for example, stuff like that. We're there to take care of problems when they happen.
Yeah. It's two different stress levels for us. So like shit can, I mean, at its core, I sell groceries. Shit can go wrong. Shit can happen. Life goes on.
Yeah, the freezer breaks.
Yeah. Got to get somebody out there to fix all refrigeration. Now, granted, that's a fucking disaster for me because it's a lot of extra hours, but people depend on the shit that you do. So it's two totally.
Oh yeah, if but see, that's the thing with my industry. No one knows about us till something doesn't go right. Obviously, if a rupture happens, but then, if something happens where the line is down for days, cause a hurricane comes through and several of your pump stations don't have power, so we can't move. Then all of a sudden, the gas stations start running low. That's when people start noticing stuff.
What was it? I don't remember what happened. I remember there's been a couple times in Georgia where we've ran out of gas. What was the most recent one? I think it was when you were still here.
There was one not long before I left that didn't run out of gas, but the line was down for a significant amount of time.
I remember that one. There was
that, and then
was it a hurricane that happened before that?
That you've had that happen before.
Yeah, because I remember we were all looking for gas, and no one could find gas anywhere.
Yeah. But but a lot of these big tank farms, the third parties that pump to, they usually have a pretty decent supply, but it's still a matter of trucks getting it to the gas stations.
Yeah.
And you've seen the videos where cars are lined up in the streets and they're all lined up waiting to get gas. Problem is, here comes a tanker truck to bring gas, but there's so many cars there, the tanker trucks can't even get to the gas station.
Yeah, there was one time when I had to go to Alabama after a tornado, and it was absolutely pandemonium everywhere, because everyone was trying to get gas, trying to get out. A lot of the stores had been shut down. Same shit happened where we were like employees, we were trying to get gas, and the trucks couldn't get in because everybody was just trying to get into the gas station to try to get gas and get the hell out. So yeah, I've definitely had my share of that happen before.
Yeah.
But yeah, good times. Not really.
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah.
Oh man. So you want to go hit the casino and see what we can do?
I think we could do that, but this has been fun.
Yeah, it has. It's been a good time. I'm glad you got to obviously come with me to Vegas, and I'm really glad that you got to come on the podcast.
Yeah, it was fun. I'd like to come back on another one. Might have to try a challenge doing a live one.
Yeah, we might. We might actually try to do a live one, and then
I don't know if we could take any callers. They'll be too busy. Maybe some people could do comments, but live might be fun. But yeah, this was fun.
Yeah, it was. It was really fun. Like I said, podcasting. We just here talking, sitting, having conversation about shit. Maybe we're here for a couple days, so who knows? Maybe we'll do another one.
Yeah.
Like you said, maybe we'll try a live one. Obviously, we gotta figure out the logistics of that. But shit, who knows? We never know. But I'm really glad you got to come on. I've really had a good time talking to you, and I look forward to having you again.
Yeah, and what I'm hearing sounds like you're starting to get a long list of people that are interested in coming on and talking. So
I sure hope so.
hopefully so. But yeah, maybe next time we get Gary on here.
Shit, that'd be fun. Maybe we need to go visit Gary. Maybe we need to go up
Yeah.
north and get his ass down here.
Yeah, you know who else I think would be real fun would be our old neighbor across the street, Miss Honor.
Miss Honor would be good. I saw Miss Honor a couple of days ago. She was actually coming out of her driveway, and I was walking down the street as she was pulling out, so I just had passed her, but she did wave to me. I didn't get a chance to talk to her though. I haven't talked to her in a while. I miss her.
Yeah, she was always a fun lady to talk to.
Yeah, we got some
She was
good
a good
people in that
sport.
neighborhood.
Yeah, we do. Good old Sergio.
Yep. I talked to Sergio. Sergio gave his condolences and everything. So yeah, it's good. We all miss you. We need you to move. We need you to move back to Georgia.
Yeah, about to say, I'm sure there are probably some there that don't miss me on the 4th of July. Although half the neighborhood would be hanging around the house come the 4th of July.
Oh man, I wish I had some videos right now of 4th of July. We'd put it up on the screen, but
And then, I think that last year's there, Halloween, when I chased all them kids down the street with the chainsaw.
yeah.
That just so you know that there was no chain on the bar.
Yeah.
It was a bare bar, but still.
God, I haven't. I think it's been about 3 or 4 years since I've done anything for Halloween. I haven't even decorated the house like I used to.
Oh yeah, you used to go all out for Halloween.
Remember we used to put the smoke machine out and everything.
Yeah.
And I still do Christmas. I just still
Yeah.
put up Christmas lights. I don't go all the way up anymore. I'm too old for that shit.
I'm
so-
almost ready to start putting some of those LED lights up around the house
And
then
just
depending
leave
on
them.
Leave them and change the colors or what the season is. Do red, white, and blue with the 4th of July. Have purple at Easter. Of course, red and green at Christmas. Just change them for the themes.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I've thought about that too because I'm getting too old to climb a fucking ladder anymore.
Yeah. See, in your case, on a Labor Day weekend, you could do red and white with Georgia Bulldog colors.
Yeah.
Start a football season.
Yep. Go Dogs. I just,
Yeah.
last weekend, their home opener, I got a post on my Facebook because, it was 2022. So it was the year of my transplant. It gave me a memory of the same fucking weekend and me sitting on the couch after my dad and my sister had come over to make sure I was good that day. So, fucking go Dogs, baby. Go Dogs. Labor
Matter
Day.
of fact, I just saw some memories here. I think it might have been yesterday of when you and I, when it was the year they opened up Mercedes-Benz Stadium when Florida State and Alabama played each
Yeah,
other.
I saw that. I saw that memory. Yeah, I
Yeah.
did. God, that was fun because we were at that was the very first game that was played at the Mercedes-Benz
Yeah.
before even the Falcons played there.
Yeah, because the Falcons played the first game. Granted, the Falcons played a couple of preseason games there, but this was the first,
Yeah, first real game that had been played.
So, then keep in mind, earlier that year, me and Gary went to the first ever game at what was then called SunTrust Park, the Braves' new stadium.
Yep.
So we got to see the first game at the Braves' new park, and then the first, at least it was a college game still, the first game played at what was the Falcons' new
God,
stadium.
that was a good year. That was a fun year.
Yeah.
We did a lot of shit that year. Hell yeah. We need to go back to the best thing about Truist Park now is that it's so much closer. It's not all the way close to the airport now.
Well, I tell you, I got to hand it to Cobb County. They created one heck of a traffic control plan of getting people in and getting people out.
They did.
Because you figure you're right next to one of the busiest clogged interchanges in the entire country, and yet, we thought it was going to make that even worse, but it seems like the Braves traffic hadn't done it that much.
Yeah, no, obviously, at night or, getting there or leaving, there's obviously a lot more traffic than there usually is. But it's not like it doesn't take you 3 hours to get out like it used to.
Yeah. Or if you were trying to go to when the Braves games were down there at the TED, you get to, the downtown connector and it might take you an hour and a half to get from there to get to the stadium. And
Yeah.
with no traffic, it was like not even a 10-minute drive. So it was just crazy. So that's
Yeah.
more convenient where they put that. And stadium's good, and especially when we go sit at the chop house seats.
You love them chop house seats. Oh God, you're gonna have to make a trip down to Georgia before the end of the season.
Yeah.
We'll find time. We'll especially find time if they make it to the World Series. But shit, we need to find time to actually go to a game.
I know I miss going to the Braves games. I hadn't been to one there since I lived there.
Yeah. This year is the first time I've gone in probably 4 years. Probably 4 years, because I think it was about 2 years before I got my transplant that I had actually gone to a Braves game. Because there's not a lot of people that I'm friends with that like baseball. So you were kind of that person that would get me to the baseball game, because I enjoy it. I love going to a baseball game. I love watching baseball. So so it's been a while, and then when I got tickets this year, I was like, hell yeah. And plus I was on vacation, so that helped. But but it was fun. I had a good time. Especially that I showed you the seats. We were right on the third baseline.
Oh yeah, those were some good seats that you had.
Yeah, I won't say how I got those seats, but it was good. It was a good time. Great seats. First time I've ever been to a baseball game and gotten into a special club, I guess, is what you'd call it. So I've done it in football games.
Yeah. Well, we back at the TED, we got in the 755 club a few times.
I think that was the first time that I actually hung out with you, I think, wasn't it?
I think so. I think first time I took you to a baseball game.
Yeah. I think you walked over to my house, and we had talked before.
Right.
Not never hung out, and you said, "Hey, I got some tickets to a Braves game. You want to go with me tonight?" And I'm okay, sure. And then it turned out to be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And then shit, it's all been uphill from there.
Yeah, and then finally got introduced to Gary.
Yep. I always heard about Gary, the wheelbarrow guy.
Yeah, don't give me and Gary a wheelbarrow. We're gonna be not feeling any pain, so to say.
If we get Gary on the podcast one day, you'll have to tell the whole world the wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
The wheelbarrow story. Because after that, I was like, shit, I gotta meet this guy. And then once you moved away, me and Gary started hanging out and doing shit.
Yeah.
So good friendships built. But I'm really glad that you just so happened to get tickets. Because shit, who knows where we'd be if that would have never happened. I'm sure we still would have somehow, some way met up, but but that speeded things up. That was a good time. God, I miss you, Jamie. You need to move back to Georgia.
No, you need to move to Texas.
I don't think I can move. It's too fucking hot. It's hot in Georgia, but it's fucking hot in Texas.
That's why I got a swimming pool.
I don't care. It's still fucking hot.
Yeah.
What was the temperature today?
We're in Texas.
Yeah.
Cooler than here.
Well, shit, we're in the desert. It's pretty late in the evening right now. It's 11:40 at night, and it's still 89 degrees in Las Vegas.
Now that was Texas last month, but it might not have even gotten up to 89 degrees today in Texas.
So, like I told you, when I got on
Cold front.
when I got on the plane, well, before I got on the plane, when I woke up this morning to come, it was 58 degrees outside, and oh my God, it felt wonderful because it's been hot. This is the hottest summer in Georgia that I remember in a long time.
Well, I gotta admit, this summer in Texas. Now, the previous 2 years, we broke records for consecutive 100-degree days. We had a fair share of 100-degree days this year, but we didn't break record for consecutive. But right after I got back from Fiji, it was a couple of days there. It was the hottest I'd ever seen it there. Granted, only been 6 years, but that was the hottest I'd seen it since on that, which I think it actually set a record.
So you've set a record for the fucking hottest and probably the fucking coldest while you've been there.
Yeah, I was definitely there for and we didn't just set the record; we obliterated the old record. Back in 2021, we had that snowstorm hit San Antonio. The record low was like 29 degrees on Valentine's Day, and it got down to like 14 that day.
So it snows in Georgia. A little bit. It doesn't snow in fucking Texas. And I get a picture from you with fucking snow on the ground. And I'm like, where the fuck are you? I'm in Texas. At my house.
Like 5 inches of snow, too, showing in my pool. Yeah.
Jamie, what the fuck? It's snowing. Yeah, it's snowing.
Yeah. I just gotten a new truck 2 days before that, and it had 4-wheel drive. Never had a 4-wheel drive vehicle before, and I was going, I'll probably never ever used a 4-wheel drive on this thing.
And then look what happened.
Yeah, and I was working the night shift that night, so I had to use it to get back home because nobody was out. And like Robbie says, it never snows in Texas, so they're not going to spend $1 million on a snowplow and keep it in the warehouse. Just had to wait for it to melt.
We learned that the hard way. What, 2000, was it 2013? I think
14.
It was 14.
Snowmageddon in
Fucking
Atlanta.
Snowmageddon. We learned that the hard way in Georgia. Thank God I live where I live now, because we actually have fucking snowplows and we salt and ice.
I have to hand it to the county that we live in, because even before that event you talked about, there was one year in Georgia it snowed, a couple of inches. Then it warmed up to like 36, 37, where the snow would just start melting. Then it dropped down to in the 20s, and it stayed in the 20s for a week. So all that stayed frozen on the ground. The county we lived in, all the roads were plowed in just a day. And, even our neighborhood, all the streets were plowed. And I remember I drove out of there going to the next county, and it was part of the ritzy part of this county too, the rich people. There were ruts. Over a week later, those roads had not been plowed. Where our county, they were plowed. I had to say several different things. I remember when we had voting there, where some of the other counties in Atlanta, people would be waiting there for 12 and 14 hours, still not get the vote. We'd go in there, wait 45 minutes, sometimes not even that long voted. So I had to say the county that you lived in, they definitely have their act together.
Yeah. I will never fucking forget Snowmageddon.
Yeah.
Fucking 23 hours? I think it took me 23 fucking hours to get home. I was in Brookhaven. I was literally leaving from Brookhaven. 23 fucking hours.
I had to go into work that night. Luckily, there was nobody on the way that I was going, so I got there. But I tried to get home the next morning. And I won't forget it. And naturally, nobody's on the road at that time, but still, I wound up getting stuck on ice. I just step out of my truck, slip and fell, break my hand.
I remember that you called me. You called me and told me, and I'm like, shit, I can't get to you.
Yeah, I finally managed to get to the emergency room. Then I had to call good old Cliff and I had to say, hey, Cliff, since you got that Jeep of yours, can you come up here to the hospital and get me and bring me home? And, of course, he did.
Fuck,
and he probably had fun doing it because it meant he get to take his Jeep out.
Yeah. I remember fucking after that, I bought fucking snow chains. I bought a shitty pair of snow chains, and I have never had to use them. But you know what? I fucking have them in case I need them. I don't have to worry now though, because I got my Jeep.
Yeah.
But I take that back.
I remember later that year, I wound up being in California. It was at Big Bear Lake, and snow came in. Had to buy snow chains to get off the mountain. Then I mailed them home, and luckily they fit my truck.
Yeah.
And I think there was 1 or 2 times I had to put them on because, again, some snow came in. I had to get on to work. So, and I know a lot of you people up north going to laugh at us about, you get a dusting and got to put snow chains on. Hey, take your brine trucks and salt trucks and plows away and try driving on the ice.
Yeah. That's the problem.
We don't have the treatments that.
That's the problem. Is it because of where we live? It turns into ice, and you can't drive on ice.
I know it turns into ice up north too, and people talk about driving on ice, but they got the equipment to go out there and pre-treat the roads and even post-treat the roads and take care of that, where down south we don't.
Yeah, we don't. So yeah,
it just doesn't snow enough to justify the cost of buying it.
Yeah, so people up north are definitely laughing at us right now, but you can drive on snow. We've all done it. You can't drive on ice.
That's like we talked about. I mentioned 4-wheel drive earlier. It'll help you through the snow. It don't do shit when you're on ice.
Yeah.
That's just 4 tires that are spinning instead of 2.
God, I hope it doesn't snow this year. God, I hope it doesn't snow. I don't need no snow.
It'll give you a chance to play on your Jeep.
That's true. So, yeah, I bought the snow chains, and now they definitely won't fit on the Jeep because of the tires that are on the Jeep.
Nah, they won't fit.
But I got 4-wheel drive in that bad boy, so anytime in the past, I think I've had it for 4 years now, anytime that I hear the potential threat of snow, I make sure that I got the Jeep out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the cool thing is, you got the winch on that Jeep. If something happens, you could tie it to a tree to help pull you along. And don't you have a high lift jack strapped across the hood?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. One time I saw my dad. He got so mad, he picked one of those things up over his head and threw it probably about 10 feet across.
Sorry, guys. We had a little bit of a technical difficulty and just realized that we're recording audio but not video. So about an hour of this is a little over an hour is going to have video, and some of it's not. So my bad. I apologize, but the whole podcast will be out there. Don't worry. Once you see us come back, you know what happened.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, even when the video is out, you all have tuned in and listened to it, because we had a lot of good conversations and stuff to talk about. So even if only thing you hear is the audio, not the video, tune in, because this looks like this is probably really a good podcast.
I'm sure most people are probably listening to this shit going to work or working out or something, so probably most people won't even be actually watching us. But it's been really good, Jamie. I've had a great time.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it.
And I think we're going to have to do this more often.
I think so.
So with that, guys, please like and share the video, or not the video, but like the podcast. Make sure you leave a comment. If you want to hear us talk about anything, I'll be more than happy to go out to Texas to see Jamie. He can come into Atlanta and whatever y'all want to hear us talk about, let us know.
Yeah, it's just a 2-hour flight between San Antonio and Atlanta. Heck, I can't even get out of the state of Texas in that time.
Fucking Texas, man. Fucking 16 hours it took me to get to Texas the first time I came to visit you, and that's when I decided I'll fly. It takes me 2 hours to get there versus 16 to drive.
Remember what I told you when you came? I said, when you hit the Texas state line, don't celebrate. I said, you still got 300 miles to go before you get to San Antonio. What did you do? You were celebrating like, yeah, we're here. Then 5 hours later, finally got to the house.
Fucking show up. Oh God, that was funny as hell.
You think about it, it's about the same distance from the Texas line to San Antonio as it is from Valdosta, Georgia to Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Yeah, that's true. Oh Lord. Well, let's go tear up the town and see what we can do.
All right, but we're not going to wind up in a chapel tonight, even if we do meet 2 drop-dead gorgeous ladies.
No, we can't.
We're not going to get married by an Elvis impersonator.
No, not tonight. Not tonight. Maybe in the next couple years, but not tonight.
And no, we're not going to be marrying each other either.
No, that's definitely not going to happen. But shit, you know what they say. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, so...
Viva Las Vegas!
Guys, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Jamie, it's been really good, and I shall talk to you soon.
Amen.
Have a good one.
You too, Robbie. It's been great.
Me too. I've had a great time. I'll see you later.
Thanks for listening to Conversations Ignite. See you next time.